This is not a comparison.
Yes, you heard that right. This isn't a comparison of these three subcompact SUVs. In fact, this is just to show you the different kinds of body styles you get in the highly competitive sub 4 meter SUV segment.
Fighting for the regular SUV body style is the Skoda Kylaq. Fighting for the stylish coupe SUV body style is the Toyota Taiser. And in the weird corner is this, the Kia Syros with its tall boy, boxy yet very modern design.
Let's start off with the first thing you notice about these three cars. So, why not start with the regular SUV then?
Of all the cars here today, the Kylaq is the most ordinary looking. It's not boring or ugly, but it's quite vanilla, no? And like everyone following the trend of split headlamp design, the Kylaq is no different. It's quite a generic looking SUV. It has a solid design, very sharp, very clean lines, but most of all, it looks quite proportionate. It is a borderline hatchback and kind of has that Ford Fusion vibe to it, doesn't it?
It's a very safe design because it will age well, and it's typically European, very simple.
Now if you're looking for a stylish subcompact SUV, may I present to you the Toyota Urban Cruiser Taiser. Yes, the name's quite a mouthful, but the design is easy to digest. Again, going with the industry trend, you get a split headlamp design.
But the overall design of the Taiser is quite cool, no? That kinda sloping roofline makes it stand out from the rest of the standard subcompact SUVs we have in India. It's not really a coupe SUV, but it's the closest you'll get to one in this segment. Though, when you compare it price-wise to the cheapest actual coupe SUV we have, the Citroën Basalt, it's not very far off. The Basalt is barely more expensive and is much larger and has more space inside.
What really makes it stylish is how Maruti Suzuki has designed the glasshouse. It really amplifies the coupe-ness of it. And yes, I meant Maruti Suzuki because Toyota did not design it.
What are you saying? Literally.
And some may consider the Fronx to be a better looking car, but in my opinion, the Taiser looks much better. It's probably the most unique looking model in a segment with its boxy, upright yet very modern design. It looks a lot like Kia's new EVs, right? Probably like the EV3, EV5 or even the EV9 that we have in India. Finally, a car that doesn't have a split headlamp design. Kia generally doesn't do it. You can see it on the Sonet and even on the Seltos. And thank you Kia for not following that trend.
Well, if you thought the Kylaq was upright, wait till you see the Syros. And while that design helps create huge amounts of space in the cabin, it gives it very weird proportions. It's kind of like a K car in Japan, maximizing space but compromising on style.
The Syros is stylish in its own right, but it's a design that only a mother will love. I'm not too fond of how it looks, but hey, if it gets the job done, I am not complaining.
What I'm also not fond of is how the B pillar is designed. It's like it has a really fat nose and it looks a bit out of proportion. You've seen how they look. Now let's see what's the benefit that you get from their design when you sit inside.
Now since we are talking about the sub 4 meter segment, space is a luxury not everybody has, and the Kylaq is a victim of that too. But it's not really bad up front, the ergonomics are decent, everything is still well within reach, and you have a 10.1 inch touchscreen over here with decent graphics, everything is crisp, it's nice to use, and you have a virtual instrument cluster which gives you everything that you need to know right up front in a really nice manner.
The Kylaq is probably the worst offender when you think about lack of space in the second row.
It's really cramped back here, but it's more of a segment problem than a Skoda problem. But this one suffers a little bit more than the others. The Venue and the Sonet are also quite cramped in the rear seat. But what this standard SUV body style allows is a decent amount of headroom, but compromising on the legroom. Up front, there's not a lot to complain about in terms of design. It's been packaged really well, so you don't feel cramped at all. The ergonomics are good too. Everything falls right into place and it's not a stretch at all. You get a 9-inch touchscreen over here, which is the smallest of all the 3 cars that we have. And it's a freestanding touchscreen. It looks great and the graphics are decent. It's not the best, but it's manageable. You have a semi-digital instrument cluster with 2 analog dials and a small screen in the middle. Of all the 3, this is the only one with this interface.
Even though it has a sloping roofline, the way Maruti Suzuki and Toyota have packaged it, you don't feel cramped in here at all. 3 may not be comfortable in the back seat, but there's a good amount of knee room and fairly decent headroom too.
I'm genuinely quite surprised with how well this cabin has been designed and how comfortable the rear seats are, despite its sub 4 meter dimensions and this sloping roofline. Well, that weird exterior means you have a ton of space on the inside. It's well laid out. It feels like it's from a segment above. There's so much space inside here. But there's a downside too. The ergonomics take a bit of a hit. The steering wheel can't be adjusted for reach, so you might have to stretch out your hands if you are a tall driver. And secondly, the screen, the edge of the screen at least, is very far away. You have to stretch out to reach it. Otherwise, you have a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, a 12.3-inch virtual cluster, and a small 5-inch screen for adjusting the climate controls. The graphics are really nice.
And you may feel a little odd at first driving this car because of its straightness, but you'll get past it once you really get the hang of it.
The design of the Syros means you have a lot of space for the second row passengers too. And by doing this, you can be really comfortable in the rear seat.
So which is the best one? There's no definite answer because it boils down to your choice. If you want something vanilla, go for cars like the Kylaq or even the Maruti Suzuki Brezza, Mahindra XUV3XO, Kia Sonet and Hyundai Venue. And if you want some flair, then turn to the Japanese with the Taisor and the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. But if you want practicality to the max and some quirkiness on the side, can't go wrong with the Kia Syros. Which will you choose? Tell us in the comments.